Welcome to another new episode of Night Owl Video. I'm Stephanie. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to everyone who has followed, subscribed, and commented and liked, and sent me private messages saying thank you for these videos. I'm having such a good time making them, and thank you for the support from everyone so far. And this is my new video today, and I'm going to be talking about the movie X from Ti West. And before I start my review, I don't know. I live in Canada, and this was on my shelves of my local super department size store. And I see the release date is May 24th, so I think my local mega department store that might have put this out a week early, but it rang up and I was able to buy it. So I'm doing my review, so it might be a little early. I can't say if you're going to be able to find this in your local stores, but anyway, on to my review, or actually just my thoughts on the film. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I don't do like super deep dives on these movies. I give you kind of like any information that I can find online, and then I do kind of my thoughts on the film, which is kind of a review, I guess, in a way. But I don't do any like deep analysis or anything. This is just kind of like to say yay or nay, and maybe I'll convince you that you should watch it, and maybe not. I don't know. I'm going to start off by saying I love this movie, X from Ti West. This was such a fun movie. I mean, not really fun, but like fun in the sense that if you like 70s horror movies and throwback horror movies and elevated horror movies, this was fun. For someone who doesn't like horror movies, this would probably be really terrifying, even terrifying for the horror fan. But I really like this movie, X. And so I'm going to talk a bit about it today. I'm going to try to keep this video not too long, just because some of my other videos are running a little long, and I want to keep this kind of nice and short and sweet. So I will say this was written, directed, edited, produced by Ti West. And I don't know Ti West. This is my first exposure to this person. Apparently, Ti West directed The Innkeepers, which a lot of people I follow seem to really love, as well as House of the Devil, which is another one I haven't seen. I cannot find them on streaming. I cannot find them in thrift stores. I cannot find them in like my local Walmarts or anything like that. So I just haven't seen them yet, but I am looking forward to, especially The Innkeepers, because a lot of people say that's really good. So this is kind of a slasher horror film. It's kind of, like I said, a throwback to 70s horror movies. It stars Mia Goth, which is that the coolest name of all time? I'm pretty sure it is. Playing dual roles as a character named Maxine and also as a character named Pearl. Mia Goth has previously appeared in Nymphomaniac and the Suspiria remake. I saw Nymphomaniac. I love Lars von Trier, so of course I love that. I have not seen the Suspiria remake. It also stars Jenna Ortega, who was in the new Scream film. Martin Henderson, who was in the Ring, the 2002 Ring American remake. And some people named Brittany Snow, Owen Campbell, and Scott Mescudi, who also goes by the name Kid Cudi. I think that's a hip hop person. I'm ancient. I don't know. And also somebody that's not on the cover, that plays kind of a impactful role, is somebody named Stephen Ure. And he has also been in The Lord of the Rings as well as the Hobbit series. And he plays Pearl's husband, Howard. So I was a little confused because maybe you can't see that, I don't know, but in the credits on the cover, it doesn't show that person, and I thought they played kind of a big role. But anyway, the film was set in 1979, so hence the throwback feel. Filmed in New Zealand. This DVD is pretty basic. It has your slip cover, which is the same as the cover of the actual Blu-ray. There's nothing inside, I don't think. The disc art is very basic. There's no digital code, and there's only one bonus feature, and that is a featurette on the making of the movie, and it's about 12 minutes long. So it's a pretty basic a pretty basic edition. I bet I had this kind of sinking feeling there's going to be some kind of deluxe, or maybe the 4K will have like more extra features or something like that. But anyway, the director Ty West said that this was kind of his thinking about like 70s porn movies and the sort of the beginnings of independent cinema and how they kind of like came together around the same time, I guess, and like the popularity began to increase, and then people started making their own movies, and that's essentially what this movie is about, is a group of people going to make their own porn movie in a homestead, sort of like cottage type thing. And so I thought that was kind of a cool angle, because there's just not a lot of dialogue about that, and how like the porn industry really fueled the beginnings of like the independent horror scene or genre. And so that's kind of where this movie's coming from. Apparently, I didn't watch the movie till past the credits, but apparently there's a post-credit scene, which is like a trailer basically for the prequel that's coming out to this movie, which is called Pearl, which again is Mia Goth playing the role as a younger version of Pearl. In X, Pearl is an old lady, and in this prequel, obviously, she's playing the younger version. So that should be cool. I don't know release dates or anything on that, but anyway. This movie got really good reviews from the critics. It got compared to a lot of other horror films. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was probably the most referenced. I definitely saw a few things in it, including a lot of overhead shots of the actors, which instantly made me think of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho from 1960. It definitely had that vibe. And if you've seen Psycho, the original, you know what I'm talking about, the camera being above the actors and kind of following them around on the set. And so that was kind of cool. I love things like that where you can pick out the little homage. Here's one I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but I felt like at the beginning, there was a scene where a car was pulling out of a building and going off into a parking lot, and then the camera panned back over the parking lot, or the sort of the area where this parking lot was, and it instantly made me think of that scene near the beginning of Jackie Brown when they do that. Did anybody else notice that? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too. That was at the beginning of the movie, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's like that scene in Jackie Brown. But maybe I'm over analyzing it. I don't know. The soundtrack was really cool. It really added a lot of atmosphere to the film. At times, it kind of reminded me a bit of The Shining. The music, it had like kind of a very high pitched voice, kind of just singing on its own with a lot of reverb. All the music was really great. Lots of 70s hits in it, obviously, because it's set in 1979. So it had a lot of those songs. They did a cover of Landslide by Fleetwood Mac in it, which was really nice. Chelsea Wolfe was one of the people that worked on the soundtrack, along with a person named Tyler Bates, who I think did a bunch of other soundtrack films or soundtrack work, but I don't know. I didn't really do my homework on that guy. But anyway, Chelsea Wolfe I've heard of, just because sometimes that person's name comes up in like kind of like fringe metal conversations and things like that. So the tone and atmosphere of this film were great. The tension was like in certain parts of this film, the tension was like literally nail biting. Like I was covering my face. I was at the edge of my seat. I thought it was really distressing at times. I'm not going to tell you how it ends, or even really what. I really don't want to ruin it for you, because I feel like it's one of those movies that you just have to kind of watch it and really experience it. But there's a lot of weird stuff going in there. I don't know, again, if I'm overanalyzing it, but I thought there was a bit of David Lynch kind of weirdness in there with some of the characters, focusing on the characters and them just being like acting very strange. I don't know. I could be reading into that. I don't know. I don't know a lot about Ty West and his influences, but I definitely picked up some weird vibes there. Again, this movie could easily be on the cult section of a video store in the mid 80s. It would fit in perfectly. I would I'm confident in saying that I'm going to give this movie a 4.5 out of 5, like a solid 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was really cool, really fun, like probably one of the most fun I've had watching a horror movie in a while, and this has definitely got my interest piqued for going back to see The Innkeepers and House of the Devil. Um, but I would strongly recommend this if you like. If you like 70s horror movies and you like movies that sort of pay homage to those, then Ty West's film X is highly recommended. The acting's great. Um, again, it's a group of people who are going to an isolated cabin to film a porno. Um, and the people that run this homestead or like a bed and breakfast kind of thing, they turn out to be like really scary. Like there's some scenes in this movie where it's just like, like you remember in Insidious when there was that guy behind the person and it was just very sudden and it was like really jarring. There's like a couple of moments like that. So if you like the occasional jump scare, this does have it. But if you're looking for something a little bit more atmosphere and a little more tension, then I think you would love X. It's really fun. Again, this is just the basic. This is just the basic Blu-ray. This is the Canadian edition. The only bonus feature, like I said, is a 12-minute featurette, which is what is cool. Like I definitely watched it after the film, and I thought it gave me some more information and it gave me some perspective on Ty West's um, artistic direction with the film and stuff like that. But I kind of wish there was more stuff on it with like there's so much cool makeup and prosthetics in this too. I'd also kind of like maybe I'm thinking of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the last Quentin Tarantino film that came out 3 years ago. When I watched X, there were parts of it, especially near the beginning with the music, the 70s music, and the way it was shot, like the whole screen. Um, the year 1979 appeared in the frame, like the whole screen took up the whole screen. And so there were moments there where I was like, I wonder if Ty West is also maybe a little influenced by Quentin Tarantino, because I personally, I kind of got that vibe from it. So anyway, totally awesome movie. I kind of wished I had seen it in the theater now, because I think it probably would have been really spooky and even more atmospheric to see it on the big screen, but totally content to see it. Either way, super good. 4.5 out of 5 from Night Owl Video all day long. Like I said, this on Blu-ray.com, it shows that this is being released on May 24th. Now, I don't know if that information's outdated. Maybe it was moved to this past Tuesday, but my local giant oppressive mega department store had this on the shelf and it rang through fine, so I picked it up. So tell me what you're watching. Leave in the comments below if you saw X at the movie theater, or if you had managed to get an advanced copy of the Blu-ray or the DVD, what you thought of it. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, consider giving me a subscribe and a like to my video. It all helps in the long run with growing my channel here, Night Owl Video. I had somebody ask about, I don't know if you've seen my logo, but it's like a little VHS tape that's all smashed up and it says Night Owl Video on it. I had somebody ask me about maybe doing a t-shirt with that logo on it. So I definitely think I'll do that in the future, especially once the channel grows a little bit, and have that available for people if they want it. I also wanted to say that, like, I think maybe going forward, I'm going to try to name drop a couple of people who inspired me to do this. And today I was watching some videos from somebody named Geriatric Geek, who does YouTube videos of thrifting and reviews of movies that they've watched and pickups and things like that. Geriatric Geek is the name of the channel, and I think his videos are wonderful. He seems so sincere about it, and he thrifts for movies and buys movies off of Amazon and things like that. And he gets those little horror packs and talks about those as well. And I find his channel really, really entertaining. So go ahead and go check out his channel if you like. if you like thrifting videos for DVDs and Blu-rays and even VHS today on his video. And then, like I said, the horror packs he does reviews of and things like that. So Geriatric Geek is my recommendation for this video. And I will, of course, I'm going to try my best to kind of like each time I come on, do another recommendation for another channel that I like and follow and give, I think it's healthy to support each other. This week, on Tuesday, I'm going to be doing my Cult Movie Tuesday review. So going forward, every Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a review of a well or not well-known cult movie. This week, I'm going to do the Martin Scorsese film After Hours, which is one of my all-time favorite films and one of my all-time favorite dark comedies. And when I think of like going to the video store in the 80s, After Hours is one of those ones that like I can't tell you how many times I rented that movie. So make sure you stay tuned for that on Tuesday. And I don't know what else I have planned for this week, but probably some more thrifting pickups. I did pick up something the other day that I want to talk about. I'll maybe do like a review / pickup. And there's a big movie coming out on Tuesday, which I haven't decided if I'm gonna pick that up on opening day, or what do you call that? Release day or whatever. So this coming Tuesday, there's a big blockbuster movie that's coming out on Blu-ray, which I'm thinking about picking up. I'm sure some of you know what that is, but anyway, thank you for tuning in once again to Night Owl Video. This has been my review / thoughts on the Ti West film X. Again, if you can get a copy of this, or if it comes to streaming anytime soon, and you like horror movies, give this one a watch, because it is really excellent. So thanks again for watching, and I will be back in a few days with my Cult Movie Tuesday After Hours, and after that, more fun thrifting and review videos coming this week. Thanks. I'll see you in the video store, even though they don't exist anymore around here anyway.